Hello, Narg. Welcome. Yeah, this is a stream that came about because I genuinely thought I would feel worse if I didn't stream. So you kind of have to, like, rationalize those two parts in your brain. It's like, do I want to just lay around and be lazy, or do I want to maybe at least stream something and then not feel as terrible? But yeah, I've been playing this game in my free time. I haven't found any shinies, so it's not a huge deal. I have a bone to pick with you, a chicken bone to pick with you. Okay, that's interesting. I got my Pokemon Battles 1 up to 826. Like so. No Halloween stream? Yeah, I didn't have anything planned. I didn't have time. Sorry. I actually thought about it. You know, Halloween is a big deal for the channel. I had nothing planned. I did have something planned, that's a lie. I just didn't have time to record it or do anything with it. So no Halloween stream. That's the end of that. Next year I'll start recording the fucking Halloween stream in August or some shit. Not the Halloween stream, the Halloween playthrough, and just have a whole set of videos. The Dodgers won the World Series. Good. Congrats. I know you're a Dodgers fan. I don't follow baseball. It's not for me, so I don't. Okay. But yeah, I did do the online battling as well. The online battling is just a 4-way clusterfuck between people using the same 10 Pokemon. Surprisingly, Meganium is actually one of those Pokemon that is used a little bit online, which is kind of cool. But other than that, I didn't really do much. I just got to rank K, and then that was it. You just kind of mash buttons and hope you're the dude that deals the final hit on a Pokemon, so you can get the credit for it. I actually came in first place. I had like 12. How many kills did I have? Did I save it? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I had like a crazy game. I had 10 kills. It was so good. 10 points. With Meganium, largely. And that was it. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I did. So yeah, nothing too major. I've been, you know, basically buying a bunch of stuff so I could EV train Pokemon because, you know, this game, I don't really think you could buy other things. I also bought the last plushie. Apparently, the reward for getting all colorful screws isn't even an in-game thing. It's a big plushie that goes in the room in the inn that you basically never go in, so there's not really much of a point, in my opinion. So I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. They don't even tell you how many there are, and they don't tell you how many you found. So the map just kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger if you've actually found all of them or not. Now, I did accidentally progress the story. Basically, you need to do one Infinite ZA Royale, and then afterwards you go to Hotel Z. Lysander shows up and tells you basically to look for Xerneas and Yveltal. That's pretty much what it is. It's not recorded. I didn't record it. That's my apologies. I thought it was just a simple, quick thing I could just mash through that wasn't a big deal. Turns out it was a huge fucking deal, and it's not in the playthrough. Oh well. That's life, and that's my fault. There you go. You're caught up. I don't know if he wants to destroy the world. He just tells you need to do a whole bunch of, you need to go find these two. Alright, so let me guess. She wants to trade her Alolan Raichu for a... Yeah, here we go. Alola! Ooh. I'm with Charge, the committee to highlight Alolan Raichu and generate excitement. Our goal is to increase the popularity and the population of Alolan Raichu. Well, I say our goal, but I'm the only member of the committee for now. In any case, are you familiar with regional forms? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, here's the scoop. You know how some Pokemon's looks can be influenced by the region they live in, right? Well, in Alola, even the Pikachu we all know and love evolved into a different form of Raichu. Rather than me explain the differences, why not try comparing the two yourself? I know just how you should do it. Let's have a Pokemon battle between your Raichu and my Alolan Raichu. So, like what Raiden was saying, there's multiple battles that we need to do where we bring one type of Pokemon. Raichu, Pikachu, Furfrou, and Pupitar. Alright. Which obviously we don't have at a high level, so we won't be doing that. Anyway, I'll hold off on doing some of the story. I think what I'd rather do is try to get my shiny charm. I think that kind of goes without saying. So we need to find a bench, and then we can fast travel time. Let's see. Dude, have you seen what you could do with the camera? Yeah, isn't it crazy? Dude, you could have them take lewd pictures. What the hell? Apparently, Emma was a character in X and Y. I don't remember her. Someone actually made a very good Reddit post about this, by the way, comparing all the changes from Lumiose in the past to Lumiose in this game. This is also one of the few games that are direct confirmed timeline sequels in the Pokemon universe. I think the other ones would include Black 2, White 2, Gold and Silver, and XD are all sequels to Black and White, Red, Yellow, and Blue, and what's the last one? Coliseum, respectively. Okay, land hits with ice types. That's right, we do it even when it's not advantageous. Basically, what I'm trying to do is just get Metacham to 50. More Muslims now. No, that's real world Paris. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I have never won the draw a day in my life. But yeah, basically any static Pokemon has 3 perfect IVs no matter what. You can even look. Any Pokemon that you get where it's a scripted Pokemon has 3 perfect IVs by default. So for example, this Meganium, which is the one you get at the beginning of the game, has 3. Now, I think some of them are static, like it's set which IVs are perfect. So for example, we are guaranteed to have best attack, best special attack, and best special defense. Meanwhile, the Greninja, we already showed this, the Froakie that I got had best attack, best special attack, and best speed. And all the other ones that we acquired also have something similar. So, a lot of Pokemon, like here you go, here's another one. The Mayreep has at least 1 best, it looks like. Everything else is kind of just decent. Best special attack ain't bad. Well, I mean, the research goals aren't that terrible, all things considered. That's why I'm not, like, super mad about it, because I needed the money anyway. So it kind of works out. Like, I'm not really that upset about it. Oh, frozen. First hit freeze. Goodbye. What I would like to do is try to run a crit build Absol. I think that's going to be pretty fun, so maybe I'll do that next. That'd be, like, kind of cool. Crit build Absol with the Scope Lens, Shadow Claw, Night Slash. What do you think? Swords Dance? And Slash? There you go, these are good, thank you. Let's see. Sneak up and start with electric type moves. Who the hell has an electric type move? Where is it? Yeah, so here, where is it? Here's my box of Pokemon I plan to take online. A lot of them I have already trained, some of them I haven't. Some of them, like, these won't be the Pokemon that I primarily use in online, or sorry, for like dicking around in the base game. These will just be Pokemon I use specifically only for online, just because, and that's why I only got them to level 50 for the most part. Not all of them are done. So for example, like Starmie, I didn't even finish the last move on Starmie. I don't even think I'm going to use Light Screen. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring out Chikorita and just use Reflect and Light Screen and just try to beef up its defenses as much as possible and just not even have it fight, which obviously is really, really dumb, and you should never use it outside of that. I also have this Roserade, which I gave some moves. It's actually like an offensive Roserade. It's the one that I caught, and remember I said I was going to use it? Well, here it is later. And you know, I've kind of tried to sort out some of my Pokemon like this, so you kind of know what I'm getting at. I need to train Pokemon that I could actually use. I fucked up. That wasn't where Thunder Punch was. Damn, this thing is bulky. That's what I'm going to do anyways. I'm just going to train up. I want to get that Manectric that I want to use. We have to have at least a couple in my party in the boxes somewhere, so I'll probably get around to that. What? Oh, shit. There you go. You're good. Yeah, if the camera obscures a Pokemon when it comes out, it does not play its cry, which I think is one of the more interesting, like, little glitches that this game has. Not game-breaking, just very interesting. Yeah, I gotta reorganize some of my streams. I'll do that tomorrow. Good. So what I started doing is if I completely clear out the lower floor, right, because this is a dead end, right? So what I do now is I just teleport to another place and then I keep running through. I don't stay in one place the whole time. Because in the post game here, as you can see, they give you multiple battle zones per night. You're not forced to just do one battle zone the entire night. Is Halloween at least better than average? No. I mean, like, no Halloween will ever compete to the Halloweens I had when I was a kid. Like, that's done and dusted. That will never happen. Oh, fuck, whatever. What were my challenges? Dragon types? Was it just hit Pokemon with Dragon-type moves, or was it to actually KO them with Dragon-type moves? Changing the opposite? I mean, that's good. Like, it used to be a real fun holiday. I used to go hang out with friends from school, and, like, dick around, go trick-or-treating, stuff like that. You know, it's a holiday I like on the channel. I mean, I think you've been here long enough, you know Halloween is kind of like a very special thing. This is one of the few years I don't think I've ever done a Halloween special for the channel. It's unfortunate. I didn't mean for it to end up that way, but it kind of did. Oh, gosh. Yeah, just land hits. Let's heal. I didn't know you were a baseball fan, Ash. There we go. Not me prepping a Machamp that has all the elemental punches. Exactly what I'm gonna do. I am. My grandma's an Astros fan. I'm an Astros or maybe a Blue Jays fan. What city are the Blue Jays from? We just don't have the unfortunate trait of being a Mets fan, I guess. Toronto Blue Jays? That sounds right. Sounds like something in my memory. I don't know. I don't follow sports like that. Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. Because I do feel bad I didn't actually do anything for Halloween this year. is I gotta get a detailed list of all the games I want to play for Halloween, and I need to make playthroughs of them earlier in the year. And it'll be weird. It'll be like me saying, yeah, I'm recording this in April. But you know what, at least that way it comes out on Halloween, because knowing me, I won't have time to do it, or I'll be tired. And I'd rather do that. Holy shit, okay. Gee, I wonder if we have to use electric type moves. Bro, what is this? So that's what we'll do. Because I did buy like Condemned and Condemned 2, and there's a couple other games I could look through to just mess around on. Not saying I won't actually like do full playthroughs on them, but you know, just something to do, right? It's gonna be really weird having to explain that in the playthrough, huh? Oh, good lord. Just for you, Nard, I'll play an MLB game someday. How about that? Someday. I mean, from now to the heat death of the universe, of course. Think about that one. No one sees that one coming. Okay. Let's go redeem our Challenger's ticket. I don't think this takes up daytime, or nighttime, rather. An anime golf game? Never mind. Best I could do is Mario Toadstool Tour. That's the best I could do. I think they heal you. Yeah, so this is basically how you refight people you've already beaten. So basically any story trainer can show up here. You could fight the people from Z, Y, and X again. I think I fought that one dude. I fought Lita, I fought Naveen, I fought Griselle. I actually like a lot of the symbolism for some of the characters, though, to be fair. So, for example, one of the things that I think is really cool... Who's my starter? Oh, that's fine. One of the things that I think is really cool is, Lysander has lost all the color in his hair. It's like basically he is completely burned out. It's actually really depressing to see him. And so probably Griselda and Grissom are kind of keeping with that same theme. Because they themselves have also kind of burnt out. Like basically everyone in Team Flare Novu has lost their reason to live, more or less. They're pariahs, they're outcasts. Nothing good is happening in their lives at all. I actually kind of enjoy that. There's a little bit of really interesting like themes running in this game. I think that's one of the strongest things about it. That's just really going well. That's really good. Who's her ace again? Malamar? Wow. She has 6 Pokemon. Megamind. My old mentors have our backs in spirit. Yeah, her, I guess Looker's just not going to show up in this game. It's finally a game set in France, and Looker is not from here. He's not in it. That's kind of depressing, honestly. Yeah, very nice. Very unfortunate. You kind of wish he would show up finally, because they introduce him and he speaks French, presumably in Japan, even though all the games are technically in English, especially if you play the American versions, but yeah. Big Nugget. So I have no idea. I don't know what the Infinite ZA rewards are going to become later. I hope they're really good. I don't know if they get better than this, where they just give you a Big Nugget or some EV drinks. But I would hopefully imagine that they would, right? Like, ideally. You want to complete the Infinite Z at least 20 times? I mean, okay, I could do that. That's not hard. It's just, I don't know what... You get 2 big rewards at 15 and 20. I mean, it is, at the end of the day, though, this is just, you know, it's good that it still exists. I mean, it was such a big mechanic in the game, but let's be fair here. It really is ultimately just kind of time killing. It's a good way to get experience, though. I mean, I'll say that. Like, it is definitely one of the better ways to get experience. Also, I don't know if Hurricane's worth it, because look how much damage Air Slash does on a much faster CD, and Hurricane is way too much startup lag. So I don't think Hurricane's really worth it, personally. It's only 25. It tracks a bit. Like, all those moves that are, like, underneath the enemy aren't that great. That's why I don't think I really want to use them that much. We have normal stats in this game, so I could use normal moves. Okay. I just don't think Pidgeot has any other good moves in this game. Feather Dance, Agility, Whirlwind, Quick Attack. I guess the only one I would think is Quick Attack. Just because it might be weak, but it's fast. Or Gust. I don't really give you like a good selection for it in this game. U-turn, Whirlwind. I mean, I wonder how little or how much damage Gust will do, because if we want it to be a special attacker, ironically, it's not at the moment. Well, it is now because I've spec'd it that way. Probably Gust. It just takes too long to use Hurricane. If something's under Hurricane, that's a misplay in and of itself. So that's why I don't really like it that much anymore. These are not, and even online, like online, what's really good are moves that are really quick, moves that hit really heavily, Pokemon that have a lot of diversity in their pool or what they can do. And unfortunately, like a lot of Pokemon that would be good if this was a turn-based game are not good in this game. Okay. Nah, that doesn't really do much. It's alright. I don't think that Sableye can hit me, actually. I think because I'm normal type, he has no moves that can hit a normal type. That's why he just stood there. The only move he could use was Parting Shot, which does no damage. It's actually pretty funny, all things considered. Okay. I guess Steel doesn't resist water. I feel like it did. I know they removed Steel's resistance to dark, but I could have sworn that it had a resistance to water. Okay. Good job. Can we get a Pokemon that's weak to electricity, please? Okay, not yet. Maybe someday, maybe never. Who knows? Still not. I noticed that sometimes they give you a lot of Pokemon and then they have no weaknesses. Like they'll give you the card, sorry, and then they'll give you no Pokemon that are actually weak to it. So I'm sitting on 2 really good ones, and I can't even redeem. Look at this. Can we just find one person with a flying type, please? It's an Arbok. Hey, look. this is ridiculous. I'm gonna die before they send out a Pokemon that's weak to electricity. I'm just hoping we could get the shiny charm and then start doing the teleports. I think that's really what's going to be good. Obviously, I'll continue doing the ZA Royale a little bit on my free time, right? Just so that way I could keep leveling up some Pokemon that I could use online. I think that'll be kind of fun. But at this exact moment, not really anything too crazy. So, like, for example, I have Charizards for both forms. I don't know if I've gotten around to Venusaur. Venusaur probably isn't that good. It's too slow. I wonder if Houndoom is like any good moves you could really use. Excadrill is apparently really good, by the way. It's apparently like stupendous. Maybe what I do is, like, cause I could use Manectric. I have another one. I don't think Discharge is worth it. I think for online, you probably want to use Charge. Apparently Charge is good because it's quick and it buffs your actual move, because Thunderbolt is a teleport, so you can't escape from it once it starts being cast. And that's apparently the moves that are really good are moves that are instant cast, basically. If a move has a fast cast time, it's really good in the meta. Alright. I also don't think that speed is that good of a stat to raise. I think it's better probably to just raise HP. But I could be wrong about that. Okay. Hello, Devin. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll buy the usual. Shit. Okay, I messed that up. I'm gonna do HP, because we're not outspeeding anyone. Wonder how bad of an idea this is. Someone will correct it someday. Well, speed is good in the normal games, but in this game, I don't think it... I think movement speed and the speed stat are two different things. So we'll buff everything about this. And then we'll give it a bunch of HP up for more HP. 30 points of HP is pretty fucking huge no matter what, so. Okay, very nice. I need to finish my shiny hunt for Electrike and Brilliant Diamond. I don't know how long a Switch game can stay suspended. Hopefully it doesn't crash when I boot it up again. That would be abso-fucking-lutely hilarious. I have this chain running for damn near a month, and then the game crashes as soon as I start to do anything on it again. That would be really fucking funny, and I would never, ever, ever shiny hunt again in BDSP if that happened. That would die that day, instantly. I am not even beginning to joke. I am dead fucking serious. That would be the last time I ever shiny hunt in BDSP. Yeah, you talked about Darkwood. Oh, that was the game I was supposed to purchase. I did not. Hilarious. I gotta make a Halloween list for next year. I'll have all the playthroughs already put up. They'll be long since recorded, so you get the actual YouTube effect of like people commenting on videos as if they're posted live. Remember that from the good old days of YouTube? People will comment on a video as if it just happened, like live. Like they're giving advice. And then like, I've already finished the playthrough. So it's... No, you're actually supposed to do this. Try to do that in the next session, and I've already beaten the game. So like, I appreciate the advice, but it's like, it's too late. The playthrough's already long since been over. Oh shit, Darkwood too, okay. Yeah, very nice. I think everyone's had a little bit of good news. There was some good news on the Final Fantasy front. They announced some glamour changes that I think are pretty good. I'll be able to use some of the glamour that I've been kicking around in my box for the longest. Hilarious. Wait, what? He switched Meowstick for Meowstick. They have the same typing. What is going on? I think maybe the AI just says I need to switch to another Pokemon. He only had one Pokemon, so he had already given the switch command. He had to switch to whatever was left, even though it was weak. I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. That was a very interesting, that was almost good AI, which is really funny to think that good AI might still exist. There you go. We want Ice Fang. We want Flamethrower has a lot of warm wind up. Probably Overheat. We could try it, I guess. Curse. Endure. Crunch. And we keep Snarl. Again, this is a single player Manetric. The game I played called Looking Outside got the 2.0, making it content complete. Oh, that's a really good feeling. When a game you like is finally just done and dusted, and you actually play it for real, for real. Okay, this is good. We want to get as many hits as possible. Oh, Jesus. Camerupt has a teleport move. Okay. I think it's a recoil move, though. To be fair, it's because Embor's in this game, and that's an Embor move. I don't know. Maybe Camerupt could learn it before. Oh, my God. Come here. Technically speaking, I felt it was in a while ago. It felt kind of front-loaded. Yeah, like they added a lot of the good features up front, and then they added more stuff. That's good. It might not seem that way, but sometimes having a game be very front-loaded could be a bad thing, right? Like, you could accidentally end up putting too much content, and then, like, if you don't have enough, it's kind of like, uh-oh, well, what do we do in the future? Yeah, that could be a thing. I agree. The endings were great. Isn't that like the worst part of a game? Where you're really into a game? You're really into a game, and then literally all the endings are like ass. Get them, please. Thank you. Okay, good. We finished 2 of those. Thank you. I was worried she was gonna see me before I could hit him. Thank you. Yeah, I remember when Signal Beam was a move and then they removed it? They literally flat out removed Signal Beam from every Pokemon game. I'm actually kind of salty about that, because you used to be able to teach Signal Beam to a lot of Pokemon I like, and they just got rid of it. They just removed it as a move. You can never select it. Very nice. There you go, knock it out. Middle content, more endings. What kind of game is it? Yeah, I saw that they did talk about Outer Worlds 2. I don't know, I've heard mixed things about it. Maybe I'll get back to the first game. I'll see. I've just been either so busy or so unmotivated at parts in this year. It's just been kind of unfortunate that all kind of hit at once. There's a complete lack of motivation. See, at least CA is kind of like the sequel to a game I really played a lot of, and it's a Pokemon game, so by default, it's, you know, it's not going to be too much to eat, not too much to sink your teeth into. It'll be something, though. All right, here we go. All right, those 15,000 points are going to go to waste, but whatever, it's fine. He's too slow. You know, I have to use the Ice Heal just because you never get to use an Ice Heal in Pokemon. I had to. You never get to use it. When was the last time you used an Ice Heal in a main Pokemon game? Never. I think if everyone's being honest, that is a very rare thing to have happen. I think this game might be the most Ice Heals I've ever used in a base game of Pokemon. And that includes games with significant ice portions like Gold and Silver and Platinum. Price and Candace and all these other gym-type trainers, and I never get frozen this much. To be fair, you do get to spam moves more in this game, so it's not like it's totally out of nowhere, right? Okay, we'll do another. Maybe there's some kind of cosmic apocalypse happening. People who look outside are mutating. You're supposed to explore the apartment complex for supplies and ways to survive. Look outside. What is it, on Steam? Sounds kind of Eldritch. Oh, here we go, Corbeau. Like, I know you probably shouldn't have a bunch of Pokemon. I know you shouldn't have a bunch of Pokemon that all Mega Evolve, so I don't know if there would be like a good Mega Evolve version of Meganium. By the way, this is probably my favorite character design-wise in the entire game, and then they give him this little sissy hop. No, I don't hate RPG Maker games. It's not the worst thing in the world. I forgot I'm a ground type. What did happen this week, and I know I haven't uploaded any part of it, and it's not because of this reason in particular, but I was recording, what is it called? I was recording KOTOR 2, and basically we did a bunch of mods to kind of get it functional. And unfortunately, KOTOR 2 just simply stopped working. It refuses to stay booted for any more than a few minutes without crashing. So unfortunately, that playthrough is pretty much up a creek. Because I can't have a playthrough that I can't keep the game open for more than, what, 10 minutes? It's not possible. Can't do it. So we're gonna have to restart it and, you know, just do it from another... We're gonna play the Switch version. There's nothing I could do about it. I tried everything to fix it. I could not fix it. Oh, that's because I'm such a low level. Oh, yeah, that's because I'm a low level. Dude, what in the fuck? Let me switch. Okay. I'm frozen. I'm gonna revive. It's fine. Good lord. This is why you have to have an electric type in this game. I could tell you right now, Lantern not being in this game is horrifically unfortunate. It would be so good in this game to have water type and electric type coverage. It would have been just what it needed. And I love that Pokemon. That's one of my favorite water types. And that's why I use it in Sword and Shield, even though it's pretty much a terrible Pokemon. It has terrible stats. And that's why I hate that a lot of Pokemon are just not born equal. My problem was the kind of inconsistent content. Yeah. So they like you could play it and then they added more stuff over time, which is kind of cool. That's unfortunate though. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a couple games that I've been following. There's this one game that I played. It was called Dead as Disco. And Dead as Disco is like basically they knew right off the bat that people want to play Dead as Disco, and they want to put their own music in the game. It's basically a beat 'em up where you fight to the beat of the song. And so what I was hoping for is that, you know, me being, you know, who I am, that like you could put all kinds of crazy weird music in it. Now sadly, because of the nature of the game, there's absolutely no way in hell I would ever be able to put it on the channel. I mean, just by definition, it's a game where you use music, man. Like, I would never be able to play it on YouTube. But, you know, it would be shit. It would be something cool. It's such an interesting idea. It's like bring your own music, and then you could play along to the songs. And it adjusts the speed of the game based on the BPM of the song. I mean, that alone was enough to win me over. I was like, dude, are you for real? This is fucking awesome. So, of course, me being me, the first thing I did was put Final Fantasy's disco music to it. And the game looks like it has an interesting premise. You know, I don't really follow, like, a lot of indie games. It's very rare that I follow an indie game or two. But I thought that was, like, a really, really cool and interesting usage of it, you know? It's not something you see every day. Sometimes the indie devs know exactly what they need to do, because, let's be fair, most of them were gamers themselves, and then, you know, it's literally the, hey, if the big corpos won't do it, I'll do it. Fuck it, why not, right? I don't hate them for it. That's smart. That's how we keep competition. Mega Absol? I mean, I'm just waiting for every indie dev to kind of get their hands and mitts on how to make 3D platformers. I think that's going to be such a good generation of gaming. Just like imagine someone who just really has a huge love. What? Oh, I thought it was behind the corner. Yeah. Someone who has a huge love for the platformer genre, getting their hands on making an actual platformer is going to be crazy good. That's going to be such good work. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be, like, revolutionary in my opinion. My only regret is that they will not get to work with all the characters I like. Because the people that own them are the soul-sucking corpos, and not people who genuinely just have love for it. That makes me very sad. We'll probably never get another Spyro game, and if we do, they won't market it enough so they could then justify never making another. It sucks. There you go. Getting a teleport move, love it. Wait your whole life for this shit. Finally, have all the money in the world for the stuff I want. And you missed. Very nice. And then they will not make it. Very depressing. Very depressing state of affairs if you're a huge fan of a lot of these platformers. Okay, teleport. Sneak up and start moves with fairy types. If you would ever turn around and not waste daytime, like, dude. Dude, turn around. Oh my god. Look at this shit you have to do in this game, man. Basically, we're just gonna try to get Manetric to like a reasonable level, and then we're gonna use it to actually like fight. Hopefully, gain some levels all its own. Like, I don't even remember how I leveled characters in Arceus. I feel like I just didn't, right? I think you just catch a bunch of Pokemon. How do you level in Arceus? Quick. Thank you. It's fine. You roll in front of him. Hey. This is the chick that Omega evolves, right? No. I think there is a rotation of different trainers the higher you go in the Infinite ZA. I feel like that is something that they do. Hello, Narc. Oh, dude. Terrible. Not gonna lie, this was a pretty shit night because I didn't get over 7,000 medals. You kind of want to get over 7,000 no matter what. Okay. 856. What do you even do during the daytime? Seriously. No, really, what do you even do during the daytime? I have no idea. Like, obviously hunt Pokemon. I'm trying to find a bench. I have a really hard time finding benches sometimes in this game. There you go. Maybe there's always one outside of the Pokemon Center. That is also possible as well. Here. Really? Okay. Fortunately, I don't have to sneak up on him to do this. Yeah, Darkwood too, apparently. I know you guys were talking about it a while ago. It was famously advertised to me as the game that no one would help me with, and they just wander and watch me do stupid shit all day. Probably mess up my save file in more ways than one. which I would prefer on a game like that I'm like just kind of cursory like looking over, compared to a game I might actually care about my save date on. Where are we at? 3 of 5? He's gonna protect. Of course. What a piece of shit. Len hits with fighting type moves. Len hits with steel type moves. Sneak up and start before your opponent spots you. Alright. I couldn't target. There you go. Scolipede is what? Bug poison? Wow, it's just barely not a KO. Immediately knock out unaware opponents with your first blow. For 1,000, damn. There you go. 5 times. Yeah, thankfully there's no Mabel challenge for doing a bunch of these bonuses, you know? That would be really annoying. I'm actually really glad that that's not the case. The Maple challenges are not that bad. Apparently she was a character in X and Y. I was not wrong about that. But no, she is not Malva. I was wrong about that. She is a character. She was in it. I don't remember her at all. There's actually a crazy good Reddit post written by someone, I think, like in the last day or two. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pull it up on stream because... Oop. Nope, no, no, fuck you. Literally be down the street. And they went over all the continuities and different things. So Emma was in X and Y. Presumably she was younger because now she looks like she's an adult. So maybe she was also like a fellow trainer. The Lucario that Corinna gave to AZ apparently is also in it as well, which is kind of, that is probably one of my favorite touches, is that you actually get a Pokemon that canonically was given away to someone else. You actually can like go back to X and Y, play it, and know that you get that Pokemon in the future, which is kind of cool. Little neat touch. It's like, okay, well, if you wanted that Lucario, it comes back in another game, which is, you know, just neat. It's cool. Sometimes you like having little touches like that in your game. Emma's a child during X and Y's post game. Okay, I definitely did it. I just don't remember it at all. Okay. Well, we had a nostalgic Markiplier streak. That's fair. You know, you enjoy the good content creators that are still around and haven't mired themselves in 500 pounds of controversy. That's the peak. That's what YouTube should have been. It always should have been YouTube, not CorpoTube. I'm not even trying to be anti-capitalist. I just think that was when it was making the best content, when it was just dudes doing random shit. We are better than Vine, after all. I mean, we're better than Vine by virtue of still existing, so... Oh, Lord. CorpoTube turned out to be more profitable. I mean, yeah, if nothing else, the least you could say is that at least YouTube turns a profit now. I don't think YouTube was turning profits until recently. So, I mean, at least you could say that, right? Like, at least it is. Dude, these guys are so happy for Darkwood, and I have no... all I know is it's like a horror game. I think it's like a top-down horror game. Like Sweet Home, probably.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering, Sweet Home was the, basically the progenitor, hilarious usage of words right there. The progenitor to Resident Evil. I think it's for the Wonder Swan. What is Sweet Home for? I think it's the Wonder Swan, which by definition kind of explains why you'll never see it anywhere in America. I hope it's not Dead Space 3 2 where they discard the last game's lore and mechanics. Well, they didn't discard the lore of Dead Space 2, but they definitely did some weird shit. And a lot of it could have been forgivable if it was more of a Dead Space game, for sure. Am I gonna get spotted immediately? No, thank you. Mega's Soul was never about Tal Volantis. I mean, sure, but it was more like they had, like, the Necromorph Plague had started on another planet and run on another planet, and they just happened to find it, I think. I forget how they ended up there. That's what they do. That's the whole point is it's like the Brother Moon reproductive cycle, basically. I mean, that's really the whole gist of the game, is that that's how they reproduce. It's just this big, cosmic, disgusting event. It's not specifically about any one planet. You're just caught up in them doing it to humans. Rip. It's happened to Tal Volantis. It's happened to presumably at least a couple dozen other planets based on all the Brother Moons we see at the end of the game. So that's why. It's not... Tal Volantis is only special because they were able to build this machine that stopped that from happening. That's the only reason why Tal Volantis is unique, is that every other planet that they ever went to, they completely took over and destroyed and absorbed all of their creatures. That's all. So, like, the plot of Dead Space 3 is actually probably the best part of it. Even the Carver segments are interesting. The problem is the fact that the game was basically only ever planned to be single player. It's very obvious that they did not plan, or multiplayer, sorry. And I just never went back to Dead Space 3 because of that. It's like, why am I going to play a game I know I'm not going to enjoy that's mired in all this controversy because of what they made them do? And they basically did not fucking support them at all. And then threw them to the wolves. They took the horror out of a horror game, and then were surprised when it didn't do as well as the previous game, which horror games are already a niche category, right? Like, you know, we might love Resident Evil, and people might know all about it, but Resident Evil and a lot of other games sell fractions of even like a yearly COD game. So, like, you know, we might love it, but that's how it goes. It doesn't make a lot of money. It just doesn't. You have to convince people to be scared. I mean, let's be fair here. Some of the top games that people stream, how many people actually go out and buy the games? Forget playing them, just buying them, you know? The absurd gunplay was decent. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't Dead Space. It felt like it wanted to be Gears of War. It felt like it just wanted to be another third-person game, and that's the problem, is that Dead Space was a third-person game, but the identity of it is not as only a third-person game. If that makes sense. Like, it was Resident Evil 4 with better controls and movement and things like that, and that's what makes it good and fun, but, you know, it was never meant to just be cover-based shooter. Like, that whole cover-based mechanic, fighting humans in Dead Space just feels wrong. It's not anything I would say is, like, illegal. It just feels wrong, you know? It feels like something you know was never supposed to be in the game. I'm over watching playthroughs on YouTube. Oh, like over it, like done with it. Yeah, that's fair. You know, like, this is gonna shoot my own business in the foot. Not that this is a business, but this is gonna shoot my own business and efforts in the foot. But I think one of the best parts about, you know, YouTube is that you see a game you really like. Do I even want this? Let's see. It's the same shit now. Okay, well, let's actually leave. I'm gonna go do my Infinite Royale real quick. Yeah, you see a game you like, and then you see someone playing it, and you can make an actual judgment if you want to play it or not. You know, like it's like watching someone drive a car. It's like watching someone enjoy something. You know, like you yourself. Oh, jeez. Fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna have to Mega Evolve for this. Fate Grand Order mom figure? Jesus Christ. I haven't had a chance for an all-out match with you since we fought to see who's the strongest Mega Evolution user. Watch me win! He's not ready for what's the reward of 15 battles? Well, just because you said that, I'm going to lose now, so thanks. I'm gonna have to start from 0. Nah, they probably don't do that in this game. But yeah, like, look, I'm not here to shill you on something, right? I'm not here to do anything more than what I do. Like, I might like a game, you might think the game looks like shit. You might think a game looks awesome, I might think, it's really high quality, but I don't know if I'll play it. Like, for example, one of the games I think is good, but not good enough. Thank you. Let's step out of it and I'll heal. One of the games I really thought was high quality, but wasn't really something I would play over and over, was Last of Us 1. I knew the game was high quality just from playing it. I knew it was a good game, it just wasn't a game I wanted to play 1,000 times over, you know what I mean? Ow, he basically hit me with that. I'm sorry, 2 starters were female? You know the odds of that are really low, right? It's 1 in 8 if they haven't changed it. 1 in 8 for the female Meganium and 1 in 8 for the female Feraligatr is crazy good work. Embor was male? I don't think Embor has gender differences. No, they were all female? Are you kidding me? Is that supposed to happen this way, Ash? Like, am I bugging? Like, all the starters were female? I don't think I've ever seen that. The odds have gone up. Yeah, maybe it is 50-50. That's possible. Why is this relevant? Because statistically, it's very unlikely. Excuse me, what the fuck? Time to use the power of our bonds with everyone in Lumiose and Mega Evolve. She still has Floette. I would very much was a Pokemon breeder back before they destroyed that mechanic. It's just that normally starter types are very rarely female. It's 1 in 8. They might have 50-50'd it in the last couple of years. Do not. Alright, very nice. Thank you. As is Floette. No wonder you're the strongest of us all. I'm really glad we met, you know? Couldn't have taken on the whole Zia Real or protected Lumiose if you hadn't been there. Received a prize for winning your reward match. What, the Floette? How do you get the Floette? Tawny, can I have a word? Emma, yeah, sure. Must be pretty important if you came to find me. Sorry, give us just a second, okay? Emma, you're sure? Alright. Come on, we need to make a stop at Quasartico HQ. It's right over there. Okay. That's why this is still a quest, because you're just supposed to do it infinitely. Is this post-game? Yes. It's in the title. Narg. What does it say up there? Thanks for coming, both of you. Just triple checking. Tawny, your jacket was a keepsake from your mom, right? Yeah, it was. Well, I found the person who gave it to your mom in the first place. The jacket was a gift for me. Why are we so shocked? I'm sorry? I'm quite sure that your mother was my daughter. Your mother worked to develop hologram technology, did she not? That's right. Your mother and I, we disagreed over the direction in which this company was moving. She left saying she had her own research she wished to pursue. Yeah, she worked hard at that research, all while caring for me when I was just a kid. It was a lot for her to handle on her own. I think she ended up working for Team Flare, maybe getting support from Lysander. It is true that your mother's research contributed to the invention of Team Flare's hologram devices. What? Hologram devices? The very same research enabled us to develop our own holotech here at Quasartico Inc. Even though she chose to walk a separate path, still we find these points of intersection. Life truly is curious at times. So Mom's hard work helped make the wild zones and everything possible, but she burned herself out doing all that. In the end, she had to go to some faraway region to try and rest. And I suppose that is where she died. Yep, take it easy, Devin. Yeah. I knew my mom had ties to Lumio, so I figured I'd find you or someone who knew her here. But of course, our family was not originally from Lumio City. That's why it was a struggle to find any leads, until I noticed that jacket. I couldn't be sure at first. It has certainly seen some hard days since I'd last seen it. Of course, you've added some flair of your own. That's what prompted President Jet to enlist me to do some sleuthing for her too. At that moment, it struck me. What if President Jet and Tawny are related to and searching for one another? My daughter, your mother, did she ever speak about me? She regretted never talking to you again after she left, and she said that if I ever met you, I should tell you something. Even though you and she walked different paths, there was still so much you had in common. Noticing what you shared made her life feel fuller even after she left, maybe especially after. If only I'd been less stubborn. If only I tried to reach back across that divide sooner. I think it's alright. She'd be glad to know her message reached you at least. Let's ask one thing of you, Tawny. I bear a responsibility for Quasartico Inc. choosing to conceal the truth about the tower's threat from the public for so long, and so I plan to step down as president, but the urban redevelopment plan must continue. We must make Lumio's... I think people would forgive her, but whatever. We must make Lumio City into a place that truly belongs to both people and Pokemon. Having some continuity in the project's leadership could help the transition go a little smoother. Perhaps if someone who had been helping already were to step into my shoes, someone who is already a leader in their own right. Wait, you're not saying what I think you're saying, are you? You want me to take over as CEO of Quasartico? Me leading the whole company? I mean, I guess it makes sense to keep it in the family, but... You know what? Alright, I doubt Mom would have wanted me to refuse. You understand why I have to do this, right? Of course I get it. Thank you so much. Floette. You're listening, right? I'm going to be really busy for a while. I probably won't have time to be a good Pokemon trainer. So you should do like what AZ would have wanted. Help Malcolm keep Lumio safe. Thanks, Floette. Here, use this well. Floette-tite. So sorry to break up your team this way. It's alright, even if we're apart for a little while, we'll always be Team MZ. I'll come give them the whole story later, but could you break the news to Lita and Naveen? I'll whip up an extra special croissant curry to make it up to all of you, I promise. Let's keep doing what we can to make Lumio's the best place it can be. So I wonder who was her mother and if she was in a previous game. Maybe she... So, and I wonder who is exactly her father then? Is it Lysander or is that just hair dye? I know her mom spent time with Lysander. They're probably never going to say exactly, so you have to look into it this weirdly. Alright, Floette. Modest nature. 3 perfect IVs, of course. I don't know why it's an attack. That's terrible, but whatever. It's not the worst thing in the world. So finally, after 13 years, you can acquire AZ's Floette. I don't even think they have Pokemon like this anymore. Yep, as you can see, original trainer AZ. modest, level 72, likes to thrash around. I don't think the father part matters. Is it implied, or I don't know. Probably went to Gen 10 region and died. Wouldn't that be a fucked up crossover? She went to Indonesia and died. I mean, at least it's not a region that we already know about, and she's a character I just forget. Dude, stop. Oh, I can't Mega Evolve. You know, and I was saying this in the verdict for this game, which I might redo a couple parts of. I'm very glad that, like, this time around, there wasn't some, like, aha, the villainous team is actually, like, they didn't pull an Aether Foundation, right? They like, genuinely, these were just events that were in motion that could not have been stopped by anyone. Like, no, it was just an unintentional side effect of X and Y. Or rather, the events that led to X and Y. I don't think there is any international law in Pokemon. That part, to be fair, is never really addressed. It's like, I don't even know if they refer to the different regions as countries, right? Just the word region alone implies that maybe there are no countries in the Pokemon world. However, because they did fight wars against each other, it's probable, but it's not really mentioned, and they don't really talk a lot about things like that in Pokemon. Again, it is a kids franchise. I think people maybe look a little bit too in-depth into it. The fact that Pokemon even touches on death is already something that they probably would not have done when I was a kid to begin with. Oh, fuck. Whatever. I need to use Meganium to knock this one out. Like, I do like the concept of gyms. I just think we should have a really big Pokemon game with 16 badges. Sorry, how many types are there now? 18? Fuck it. I think we should have... I think that what they should do is have gyms that specialize in different battle types, and they're all, like, level 50 or above. So that way they don't have to, like, tie the gyms to the story. Like, sure, the characters could be out and about. Maybe you do a little bit of story with them before they show up. But I think that that would just be more meaningful, you know? It would kind of make the story not feel like it's lassoed to this plot line. You know, like, I know people are gonna hate me for this. Fuck. But pull an Assassin's Creed and have it where you could do, like, a lot of the plot lines in any order. Specifically Odyssey, of course. Just any order you want to do the plot lines in, you can. That's one of my favorite parts of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is that there's like 3 or 4 plot lines, and you can more or less complete them in any order. And sometimes they're prerequisites to each other. But I think it would be cooler if the gyms were actually like tests of strength and knowledge, and not just like, I'm level 10, right? Like, Faulkner having a level 9 Pidgeotto is cool, but it's also like, man, Meganium is just moving. It is also like, okay, well, you know, Faulkner is always seen as this weak trainer. I don't think Faulkner would be weak if he wasn't the first gym leader, you know? They always make the first gym leader really like a pushover. Probably weak to all the types or some shit. And I just know, like, Roxanne would be terrifying if she was a real trainer, you know? And I do like Heart Gold, Soul Silver for allowing you to fight the trainers again. And also for making it, you know, rounding out some of the teams, you know what I mean? They did expand the Johto Dex, which was kind of cool back then. Anyone who remembers Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they actually did expand the Johto Dex. They added a bunch of Pokemon to it, namely all the Gen 4 evolutions for Pokemon that already existed. So, like, for example, Tangela evolves into Tangrowth, but Tangrowth is not in the X and Y Dex at all. Period. Sorry, not the X and Y Dex, the Sinnoh Dex. It's not. There's a lot of Pokemon that just aren't in the Sinnoh Dex. Well, in Fire Red Leaf Green, they gave Charmander Metal Claw for that exact reason. Like what you're describing is exactly why they gave Charmander Metal Claw. But Brock, even in Gen 1, is not that bad because of one reason. Rock types tend to have really, really bad special defense. So yes, you are at a disadvantage, but Onix and Geodude don't really have the moves to take advantage of your rock type. And you have Ember, which is really good. They have really low special. Remember back then, special was both your attack and defense stat. I don't know how they thought that was okay. Gen 1. Okay, no one is here, which is annoying. What's up, Unk? Not much, I guess. But yeah, there were ways around it. Dude, no one is here at all. Look at this. Like, literally, no one is here. But yeah, you know, certain gym leaders just would be better if they weren't the first gym that you fight. So everyone thinks that these gym leaders are just complete pushovers. They're actually probably very strong. It's just a shame. You will never see them at their full strength. Because to get the rematch for them, and I wish that Heart Gold Soul Silver did a better job of keeping track of this. They don't. I wish that they would tell you. No, wait, maybe they do. I think you have to call them at a certain day, and then they sit around the dojo in Saffron. But you have to know what day it is to call them and what time. There might be a way to find out, but it's just a really annoying process. Same as Doofer. Yeah, Brawly is pretty tough for when you fight him. Brawly and Norman are two gym leaders I always thought were really strong. I know a lot of people say Winona's strong. I've never really had trouble with Winona. Okay, can you, like, turn around, please? I'm trying to think of gym leaders I really struggled with. Like, another one is Jasmine. I thought Jasmine was kind of tough. Depending on who you pick. Jasmine's kind of tough if you don't really do a lot of leveling. And remember, the levels in Johto are pretty low. They kind of smooth them out a little more in the remakes because they recognize it's a common complaint with Gen 2. Oh my god. It's a very common complaint with Gen 2 where people talk about how, like, the Pokemon really stopped leveling up to 50. And the post-game pretty much doesn't increase in levels at all. Now, part of that is because the post-game wasn't originally planned. There's a whole backstory to it with Iwata coding it in and helping them with that and stuff. It wasn't going to be in, they were just going to have it end and things like that, etc., etc. The Poison Ninja Girl from Fire Red? Who's the Poison Ninja Girl? Because Koga is a gym leader in Fire Red. He's not an Elite Four member. His daughter hasn't taken over yet. No, Janine is a Gen 2, Gen 4 edition. Because Koga gets promoted. Koga can be a wall, but dude, what the fuck is he doing? Do you see this shit? Dude, he's glitched. I'm fucked. This dude is glitched, so I'm screwed now, by the way. Whatever. I have to sneak up on someone. I won't be able to do it. Bro was fucking glitched, man. Amazing. At least I got the 2.5. Yeah, some battle zones are better than others. They're not all created equally. Okay. Let's try to get to 900. Here we go. Let's see, does every Pokemon Center have a bench outside of it? Yes, okay. I may have been embarrassingly running multiple across the way to the battle court. Emerald's Elite Four are pretty tough. Yeah, I think the Elite Four... What update? Force Unleashed? Oh, yeah. I installed the whole thing. When you put the Star Wars Heritage in your console, it literally dumps all these fucking games on it. Non-stop. All 7 of these games. 1, 2, 3, 4... No, it's 6, sorry. No, it's 7. I was right. 7, yeah. It dumps all of them on your fucking console at once. Okay. Oh, this is one of the better ones. I like this one. This is a really good area. I don't know. Who's worse, Steven or Wallace? I feel like Steven's harder. Like, genuinely. I think Steven is a harder champion than Wallace. I feel like giving you Wallace was like a free break, basically. Cynthia's pretty difficult. I remember in BDSP, when I was beating Shining Pearl, I had to do like some weird strats. I think I had to get her Milotic to struggle. Blaziken main speaking, yeah, you're gonna have a rough time with Blaziken in the Elite Four. As I found out on my first playthrough of Ruby, right before I soft-locked myself. Now, I was able to get out of it if I was willing to feint my Pokemon via recoil, but that was a lot of work. I won't even lie to you. I'm a Blaziken main too. Unfortunately, it was also one of the only Pokemon I'd used in my playthrough, so I had nothing else really leveled up. Like, Experience All, as much as I hate that it forces EVs on your other Pokemon, it is a really good way to beat the game. Like, it is a really good that everyone levels up, even if they don't participate. It kind of keeps everyone, like, smooth. You don't end up with 1 or 2 Pokemon that have done all the work, and then everyone else just hasn't. I actually do think it is a better idea if you're just trying to play casually. And let's be fair, most people only play Pokemon games once. Most people are not playing Pokemon games multiple times. So maybe they just don't see the purpose of, you know, adding that functionality in. Nice punch. Oh, gee. I knew it was coming, too. Ridiculous. Am I gonna survive this hit? We'll just step back. Okay, hilarious. Swampurt's okay. You know, like, what are the typings that you really face in the Elite Four? It's also because in Gen 3, there's just not a great move pool, you know? Like, we're not exactly dealing with, like, a crazy good move pool where, like, Blaziken can maybe have gotten Stone Edge to help out when you fight Drake. You know, like, I'm trying to think of all the different, like, moves and things you could have given some of those Pokemon to really help with them. Who's the first one? Blaziken's really good for the first gym leader, or for the first. He's good for Sydney. He's not good for anyone else. Glacia maybe, but not on the Walreins. Empoleon was just kind of steamrolls everything though. Like, let's be fair here. Gen 4 Empoleon being Water, Steel, and resisting 12 of the 17 types and only being weak to 2 of them was a game changer. It was so free. That's why Gen 4 is so fun, because if you pick Piplup, there's only like 2 gym leaders that you're actually weak to. What is it, Maylene? I'm trying to think. Because remember, you skip Fantima, and then they changed it. For some reason, you don't fight Fantima the first time, and then they make you fight Crasher Wake, which you're... Yeah, they make you fight Crasher Wake 3. They changed the order, which I'm not against. I think that's fine. I kind of like that you go there and you don't immediately go to that gym. I kind of enjoyed that, but, you know, people probably complained. Okay. Double leap to the steel. What would a melee Meganium build look like? Ice Punch, Earthquake, Leaf Blade, and maybe you use Synthesis. I have no idea. You might go those. A bunch of tests got shafted due to the abundance of water, round, psychic, and poison. Yeah, I mean that is true. Oh yeah, you're completely immune to poison, by the way, with Empoleon, so Saturn's Skuntank just doesn't exist to you. You basically are just good for almost every single opponent in the game, and that's why it's so strong. Nope. It's really fun. The only way to play it now, unless you want to fork over hundreds of dollars, is probably to emulate it. It really is interesting, because like Torterra is not good at all. I think I did a playthrough of Pearl with Torterra. I had no fun. That's why I never really liked Torterra as a Pokemon, because it just ends up being underwhelming. Like Monferno at least has like a good move pool and is kind of fast, and firefighting is never a bad type combo. And Empoleon is just tanky, and it has some priority moves, and it has like a good move pool that counters a lot of Pokemon. The only thing that you're weak against are Maylene and Cynthia's Lucario. And, you know, any ground types that might get thrown in the mix, but usually you're fine. And Volkner, I guess. Again, a small price to pay for being immune and or bulky against almost everything else in the game. So if you want players to replay your game, don't make them grind from zero. What game are you talking about specifically? That low punny is in the wall. Good. Emerald, maybe? Are there a lot of poison types in Emerald? You know, I think what they're afraid of, and maybe this is a valid fear given how, let's be fair, a lot of people didn't even know plus moves were in this game. I think what they're afraid of is that if they add too many features that you could start your game with, that's going to confuse people, and maybe someone might hit hard mode and then get annoyed and not finish the game. I think that is what they're afraid of. Now, we could sit here and say that that's a silly fear, but, you know, for games that are supposed to have such a low barrier to entry, I kind of understand why they might be afraid of that. You know, like, that's not... I get it. I understand it. Let's be fair, most Nintendo games are not really for hardcore gamers. They have that ability to be, like, for example, not Pokemon. Like Fire Emblem, for example. But most Nintendo games are meant to be for, like, young kids. It's not meant to be something that's like a huge difficulty spike for the average person. That's why it appeals to so many people, because you don't have to have 500 years of prereq and knowledge to be good at a game. You could beat Mario and literally never play anything. Yeah, the Castlevania games also suffer from that a little bit as well. It's a slog to play Araya of Sorrow. And I like it. It's a great game. It's one of my favorites. But it is a very slow game if you don't speedrun it, and I'm not a speedrunner. Like, on a casual playthrough, there is a lot of grinding that has to go into it, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, it's my favorite game, favorite Castlevania, and I wish it would get a true remake and or a real sequel, and not whatever shit they put on for Dawn of Sorrow. With that, like... Dawn is slower, but I felt like Araya was slow, too. It wasn't like unbearable, but I felt like it was slow. We need to get a fast flying type as well. Okay. Dawn's art is terrible. The game is fine. The artwork, it's not the gothic style that Igarashi and his original team were really known for. It's this really weird, like, chibi, like, very fanciful, like, I made generic hentai-looking art in the 2000s, and that's why I don't like it. Rondo of Blood? I don't know what Rondo of Blood's art was. Like, when I look at Curse of Sorrow, or Curse of Darkness, Lament of Innocence, basically any Castlevania game that I could think of. Oh, well, it's intentional, then it was intentionally bad. That art is terrible, dude. That is like generic anime art. That is like, we made a generic anime series that will run for one season and everyone will forget about it after a fucking year. Compared to how in-depth and detailed it normally is. And then they killed the series after that anyway, so what does it matter? What? Oh, I got Perish Songed. I forgot Perish Song literally consists after battles. I thought my Greninja clipped out of bounds. That was terrifying. What the fuck? It is the most silent debuff in this game, and that's the second time that's happened to me. Holy shit. I'm just saying, when people say that the art style was a sticking point, I understand why. It did not look like any Castlevania. It just doesn't look good. It might, whatever intentionality behind it, most people I would agree with. It's just not a very good art style. It might not be the worst art style, but like, even if it is Rondo of Blood, it's not like the original game, and it's not the kind that people like. Is basically what I would say. Sometimes experiments work. Yeah, the 90s hand-drawn is not work. It's not working. It was not doing, because that's like Castlevania's vibe. It's gothic. It doesn't even feel Japanese, you know? It feels very European. And ironically, that's why it's so good, because the Japanese do everything better than the Westerners. Is there a dude here? I have done that before. Okay. That 90s art style, it stopped being gothic after the Catholic one. Which one are you talking about? Castlevania has almost always been gothic with its art style. I don't mean in the themes of the game, I mean the literal art. Oh, okay, well I don't know all these complicated terms. I'm not sophisticated. You know what? I'm gonna look up Rondo of Blood's artwork. Let me see this shit. Let's see. What the on the box art? Hold on. Okay. The Dracula X Chronicles? It can't be that, because this looks just as much the same. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me exactly what you're talking about. The PSX cover? This looks like Resident Evil. Oh, Castlevania Bloodline? I don't think we're talking about the same thing. So I'll pull this up on stream, just so anyone who's following along isn't completely lost by this. Where the fuck is it? There you go. We're gonna go here. Okay, we're gonna go here, right? So this, you're gonna have to forgive the Sony thing, by the way. This is what Narg is saying. This very, very like blonde, actiony style art. And now I'll show you what I'm talking about, right? It didn't let me do this. That'll be really funny. Here we go. Look at this. This is like generic as fuck, dude. I like the guy on the left, I forget his name, but he's a character in the first game. No, it's what's his name? It's Alucard's facade, right? I saw this when I walked into some store, I forget what, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This terrible ass generic like Western like filler arc anime style artwork. It ruined the whole vibe of the game. And then you look at Araya of Sorrow. Well, they had it when I clicked on it. Here you go. And then you look at this. This shit, this lives rent-free in my head for eternity, by the way. This art of Soma lives rent-free in my head. It's so beautiful. I would genuinely get a picture of this and hang it somewhere if I could, because it's so unique. And then after that, they hit us with this. I don't know if we're talking about the same game. Like, genuinely, I wanted to love Dawn. I wanted to, genuinely. And then it was just not nearly as good. So like, we went from this, and there's other versions of it, right? It looks good no matter what. I love it, like the light and dark being reflected. Like, this is really nice because it goes with the themes of the story, which is the darkness inside Soma versus the good person that he is. Yeah, just put it in the Discord if you can. If you're on Discord, I'll throw it up. And I genuinely feel bad because they had something really good going, and then they just, I don't know. Okay, yeah, no worries. But you see what I'm talking about? Like how this is very like, I think I've seen it described as gothic. Maybe Baroque is better, I don't know. But like you have this, and then here's a filler arc of some anime, basically. They have some intern write the plot of, and then they just throw together some random characters that don't even look like they're from the show. Like if you look at a One Piece filler arc or a Naruto filler arc, right? Here's Naruto, and here's like a bunch of dudes that could have been taken out of like Fist of the North Star or just some throwaway anime, and then they just have nothing to do at all with the show, and you know it's a filler arc because they're giving tons of screen time to characters like Tenten. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, as long you get what I'm saying. Like, if this would not have fixed the problems with Dawn, is if they stole this art style, by the way. That wouldn't have even fixed all the problems, but it would have gone a long way to making the game not feel alien, I guess. I don't even know how to describe it. I wanted to like that game. I did everything I could to want to like it. I did everything I could. Yeah, I think they should have stuck with it. I really am interested to see what you post later about it, because I'm sure if you're not, I'm sure we're talking about similar but different things a little bit. And that's what every Castlevania game has, like Curse of Darkness, right? Lament of Innocence. These are paintings you could have hung in a museum somewhere, and someone would not be able to tell the difference. They would not know that this is from some video game somewhere. You know what I mean? Like they would have been like, huh, that looks really good. And it's written, you know, it's painted by some old European guy you've never heard of before. Actually, psych, it was made by, you know, some Japanese guy really making some great artwork. And you would have never known. Yeah, he's not this fur-wearing edgelord. He's just a dude. I swear I've seen exact, like, hentai of this in 2008 on random, like, what was it they used to call it? Those websites with all the fun mini-games and shit? And then they would always sneak in, like, some weird mini-game that they probably shouldn't have had on there in a site that probably was used by kids. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you were around in the not the 90s. I can't even remember these websites. It's been so fucking long. I haven't used any of them. Not Newgrounds. I wasn't on Newgrounds until like the end of that era, actually, believe it or not. I was very late to Newgrounds. It wasn't Miniclip either. See, but this is so long ago, so many computers ago, I don't even remember. Here. let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, let's glaze Castlevania a little bit while we talk about how it just doesn't exist anymore. Like, here. There you go. Even though these games have a lot of weird shit in them as well. Like, here, we're gonna go back here. Like, look at the box art for Lament of Innocence. Like, this shit looks so fire. Like, if you knew nothing about this game, you just see the box on, like, a shelf in, not Toys R Us, probably GameStop or something, right? You see this shit looks, like, amazing. This, literally, without the logo, would have just been something you could have put in a museum. And that's why Castlevania lives rent-free in my head. Because they could do this, and they could have done it for the last 20 years. And it would have been fire. It doesn't matter. Take your pick. It literally does not matter. Whichever one you pick. But this shit looks so good. It's like a man praying for redemption. It looks so good. Curse of Darkness, I like this game a little more, but the art isn't as good. I do like the angel wings and then the demon wings a little bit. Symphony is good as well. Yeah, Symphony is good as well. You know, again, best part of Castlevania is almost the artwork. The box art itself is like the best part. Good luck finding this for anything less than like a couple $100 at this point, though. Unfortunately, this is probably the Western one. It's not as good. It's okay. I know we're ranting about box art, but you get my point, right? Like, it just looks so good. It's such an iconic part of this series, and then bam, they hit you with this. And look, I gotta respect that they just completely just put a pie in your face. And I would be totally willing to forgive the game on so many other levels if that wasn't what it actually ended up being. There's just, the plot is also kind of awful. Getting the secret ending, you know, Castlevania always has this weird, obscure way to get the canon ending and the good ending. It's not my favorite part of the game. So good. You walk into GameStop and you see that game, you don't even care that it's M-rated. You just want it. You gotta try to explain. There's no fucking way. There's no way! The game is glitched! Dude, that shouldn't happen. What you just saw should not have happened. I knocked out her Excadrill as it said she saw me. That should not have happened. I've never seen that happen before. Wow, that's crazy. And it didn't count as sneaking up and starting a battle because of that. She saw me, but her Pokemon had already gotten bathed in the flames of hell, so it didn't count. You know what? What's another game with really good box art? Okay, Metal Gear is obviously another easy layup. Besides Metal Gear and Metal Gear's box arts, what's another game with really good box art? I think Twilight Princess actually has really good box art. Basically, any of the Konami Big Three have good box arts. Like Silent Hill, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 4. Homecoming was okay. 3 is alright. Resident Evil 4 in Europe, if you've never seen it, go look it up right now. It's great. Hold on. Final Fantasy 12. It's got that Star Wars ensemble vibe, you know what I mean? Actually, we'll take a little bit of a trip. We'll take a little bit of a trip, right? Resident Evil 4 box art. There's one I'm specifically talking about. It's this one, which is what, Peggy? I don't know what rating system this is. Dude, this shit, it's so good, right? Because in the American version, you have Leon, right? Here's the GameCube version. You have Leon, chainsaw, a bunch of crazy shit. It's an action movie, effectively, right? What was this? The HD port, right? You know, you have what was his name? Torres Mendez and a bunch of villagers, action-y, right? This is the Wii version, I believe, right? PS2. This wasn't the PS2 art. This was the PS2 art. Again, very similar. Torres Mendez in the background, Leon pointing his gun, right? Okay, cool. And then you have this. This to me gives a sense of isolation and dread unlike almost anything else I've ever seen. It's a shame that the game is so actiony, because this genuinely, if I saw this, I feel like, okay, well, this is really terrible, and there's not like a good picture of it. But I see this. This to me tells me this is a game of isolation and dread and fear of a man with a chainsaw that chases you. And that's true of Resident Evil 4, but, you know, I feel almost like this is like Silent Hill-ish a little bit, you know? What is it, RE7? A little bit. I think maybe you mean this one with the house. Yeah, this one's pretty good. It's good. It's not too high for me, though. It's not too high. It's good. I'll put it up there, right? The Zodiac Age obviously is meant to be more in the art style. I kind of like it as an ensemble style of a box art. This one is more Star Warsy, which, let's be fair here, FF12 is basically a Star Wars game. It's very Star Warsy. I actually like this art. I like when we have just a completely unique art style on the background. Revenant Wings kills me with this, by the way. I hate Revenant Wings on so many levels. I hate everything it chooses to be, and it has one of the most interesting fucking stories of any game, and I hate the game. It's fucking awful. It's garbage. Can I find a... Is it Final Mix? This. I like that they're on the pillars. I think that that's really like a really cool design. They have the Chain of Memories in the background. He says, Doom 2016. Yeah, this shit. I already know what he's talking about. He's not talking about this other stuff. This other stuff is cool. This shit is really fire. Doom 2016 holds up. It's almost 10 years old now. It'll be 10 years next year. It still holds up. Another one is Silent Hill 1, actually. Feels like a man having a psychotic break, which, funnily enough, is one of the endings. I'm actually really looking forward to Bloober Team remaking this. This game has such a really good 90s vibe. Like, you could go on YouTube and just get, like, Silent Hill ambient music, and it just feels really good. This game does, like, a lot of weird 90s tropes. Like, at the end of the game, they have, like, a weird ensemble cast, or not, I keep using that word. They have a weird reel of all the characters, like, having fun and stuff. Then you play the game is horrifically fucked up. But it is a good game, and it is a very surprisingly playable game, despite being, what? How many years old now? What is this, a 98 game? 99. Despite being, what, like 26 years old? It still holds up, man. And this is why Silent Hill has the potential to be better than Resident Evil. You could make a Silent Hill in any game, or in any year. You could make a Silent Hill about a millennial running away because life sucks, and they end up in Silent Hill. Would be a really great, you know, relivable game. I think 2 is replayable, but 2 is stuck in that 90s vibe. They're both kind of, though. But Silent Hill 2 is really good box art. Even though it's Angela, I feel like Angela is like a really tragic, not protagonist, but a tragic face of a game. And there is definitely like a good game with Angela as the main character, and then sadly she's a side character in this game, and presumably she kills herself. So well, you'll never see her in a game. It's very unfortunate, but I do like owning games that have unique box arts. I think that box arts are huge. It's so good, and that's why, yeah, I wrote an essay about this. I found that essay. It's not a very good essay. I just wrote it because I thought, you know what, shit. I was playing it again at the time, offline and off camera, and I was like, you know, shit, why don't I write an essay about the themes of it? It's the most acclaimed entry by far. People love it. Silent Hill 3, I think, has a better Japanese box art than the American one. But I like 4. Because the room, like, you're like, the room. Yeah, you're stuck in the room the whole time. Is there a Silent Hill HD collection? Yes, but it only has 2 and 3. It doesn't have 1. What is it? It also has one of the best box arts, I think. It has Maria. Just this light and dark image of Maria. Because Maria's entire existence is just suffering. And nothing good comes from her existing. It's actually horrifically tragic. And I actually really feel bad. The females in Silent Hill definitely have some of the best backstories of almost any female in like a survival horror game. Like Claire, not so much. Ada, you know, not really. They're just kind of there. Jill, maybe a little bit. I like when the pyramid heads impale each other. Yeah, dude, it's so full of symbolism. Silent Hill 2 is bursting at the seams with it. Here's some of the stuff. This HD collection used to get shit on religiously, by the way. People said it was so inferior. You know, it was what, like a 2012 thing? And nowadays, I mean, it's expensive, isn't it? Right? I don't know, 31 bucks. Okay, not too bad. Brand new, this is, what is it, NTSC? Yeah, okay, I guess it's not that bad. I thought it was really expensive for some reason. Maybe on Amazon. No, okay, I'm wrong. It's really not. 360? 360 is expensive, not the PS3 version. Do I own it on PS3? Do I? Silent Hill H... Yeah, I do. Okay. Alright, I was just wondering, you know, like, I actually like this conversation because it's fun for me because I'm a huge fan of box arts. I mean, like, even if we go back to the Switch for a second, right? Like, not so much KOTOR 2, but I loved KOTOR 1. This stuck in my head so hard as a kid. I really love it. Metroid Prime... which one is it? Hold on. Was it Metroid Prime 2? So I actually don't like the English box art for Prime 2. I like this, the cross section. I get that this is like showing you the light and dark, and Samus is kind of like caught in the middle of it, but it looks kind of it's not really spaced out. This feels a little bit like it's just not as good. What is it? Yeah, this. I love this box art way better. I think this shows the light and dark dichotomy way better than the English. Sadly, this is Japanese only. This might be like a... Yeah, this is Japanese only. You can just look at it and see. It's even rated in Sero. Very unfortunate that we're not going to get a Metroid Prime remaster for 2 and 3. This, as the Prime remastered for 2, would go so hard. Huge fumble by Nintendo not releasing a Prime 2 remaster, man. I don't think that Prime 1 has better box art, though. Like, the remastered is just basically, what? The GameCube version? I don't really like the Japanese box art. It's basically this. I don't know. I like the more subtle box arts, you know? Prime 1 doesn't really have a good subtle box art, so that's not really going to win this on anything, I guess. Metroid doesn't really have a lot of subtle box arts. Dread is kind of alright, I guess. And then I swear we'll get back to Pokemon after this. Dread is okay. I like the Emmys in the background. It's very foreboding, which is perfect because the Emmys are very foreboding in that game. And it keeps the real villain completely hidden. You have no idea what's going on in this game. Even I didn't know what the fuck was going on in Dread until the very end. And you could go watch the playthrough. I genuinely... Dread was like the completion of my childhood, man. It was so good. It feels so good. I could glaze that game all fucking day, man. So good. I felt like a kid again playing Dread. That's how fun it was. So good. We should have a box art contest someday. We should really get like into the nitty gritty. But Konami was balling with box arts, man. Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and Castlevania. Prime 3's alright. What? Nope, can't see me. Okay, I lied, maybe. There you go, got it. I'm not pulling up Senran Kagura on stream, don't worry. I know better. I know what that is. I played Senran Kagura ages ago on YouTube, I think. Did I ever? I never finished it. I cannot finish Senran Kagura. I'm sorry. It is not my type of game. I only tried it because of the stupid Twitch bullshit where they banned it. They were like, oh, it's a porn VN. Literally never even looked at it. It's literally not. I feel like Bayonetta is racier than Senran Kagura. Senran Kagura is just well aware that people are going to lewd the female characters. That's pretty much the extent of Senran Kagura's existence. They just know people are going to lewd the characters, whereas Bayonetta just uses her femininity as a weapon. That's not the purpose of Bayonetta as a series. I digress. Not going to go down that rabbit hole. Listen, I know the meme now is like, hey, we need anti-DEI games that all are like super crazy with like huge tits. And don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal, but I really don't want them to turn every game into a fucking big tit simulator. I feel like there is such a thing as overcorrection, as I've said before. You know, it's like horseshoe theory. Although at least you could argue they'd be appealing to their core base, which is never a bad thing, at least from a financial perspective. I kind of wish we would just walk a nice line that maybe leans a little towards it, but not too much. I try to have that little bit of a distinct... I try to be fair in all things, right? Oh, we're already full on ticket? Oh, shit. Apparently something happens at 20, according to Ash. So I probably will come back on another stream and try to boost myself to 20. We'll see, I don't know. Yeah, me too. I wish people could just put out crazy shit. I don't think there's a lot of topics that are, like, verboten for games. Like any other art, I think it should be free, and then, you know, literally let people decide. But don't worry, some dude in a suit who's never played a video game a day in his life will think he knows what you want and then ruin it. And then get mad at you when you don't buy it. And then say no one wants it. And then I think they really do AstroTurf articles, by the way. I think they intentionally create articles to justify their fucking decisions. So that way they pay IGN or someone to write an article. And then after they do that, they're like, okay, well, see, according to this article, gamers don't want it. And so then they basically can convince their devs and their C-suite, hey, never make another turn-based RPG ever again. No, you know how much work we have to do. You know how much shit has to change. And that's the thing, is I knew that the election wasn't going to change any of this that significantly. I just think a lot of people that would have wanted to do things are not going to get completely shut down as much. But it's not going to change it. Like, you think that any of the fucking weird initiatives just simply disappeared? They're all still doing it. They just put it under another name, and they still do it. For once, yeah, I guess. But that's just all I want, is I just want people to make, you know, the devs to make the games that they know will work and sell. Dude, this is the worst. Oh no. That hurt. This actually might be the worst Mega, by the way. People are on Starmie, people should be on Mega Skarmory. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with it. And I like Skarmory, but Mega Skarmory is ass, dude. I don't know what people are talking about. Starmie is nothing compared to Mega Skarmory. Okay. Here you go. Like, ironically, they all talk about, like, Nier and Stellar Blade, but under their exact economy, I don't think either of those games would have been made today. Were it up to the very people that spent years complaining about them, I don't think they would be made today at all. That's why it's so confusing for me. It's like, you know, the same people that are now like claiming 2B and Bayo and Lara Croft, I almost called her Tomb Raider, under their system, they wouldn't even have these games. They just simply wouldn't exist. Oh, it's super effective hits. Okay, whatever. What is this? I mean, ask a WB exec what was the better investment. Hogwarts Legacy or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Genuinely. Like, I wonder what they would say. Because we all know the truth. I just don't know if they could say it. Imagine having to sell your brand spanking new product on sale for 95% off in a year. Not even a year after it came out. That's crazy. Game isn't even a year old. They're selling it for 95% off. Dude, if I see a ticker or if I see something with 95% off, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I might not buy it on principle. There's no fucking way that something with 95% off. That shit just sounds unsafe. Fortunately, it's a video game. I don't have to worry about it that much. But who the hell would buy a video game or anything else for 95% off? That to me tells me it's probably poison. Something really bad happened to be 95% off that quick after launch. But we know this. This is not... We all know this. Like, when I think back to some of the best game deals I bought, usually it was right after launch on the earliest sale possible. Or, you know, any game that has multiple games in it that I like. Like the Orange Box. That was really good. That was a really good deal. I love the Orange Box. I will never forget how much fun I had playing the Orange Box in the pre-YouTube days. Think about it. You missed that train by about a year. If it had come out a year later, I would have done playthroughs on Half-Life 2. I would have done my first playthrough of Half-Life 2 on it. Because back then I didn't have a computer that was really capable of playing that. It's gonna hit the tree. Unbelievable. See, I think what happens is Water Shuriken doesn't hit all 5 times if it's the lead move. So Water Shuriken's actually kind of fucked as a move because it doesn't hit correctly. I think only the first Shuriken or 2 hit, and then the Pokemon's immune during the animation. Because Charizard should definitely be a one-shot with Water Shuriken. There's no way. At my level, absolutely. I actually like the box art for Time Splitters. Future Perfect, how he's jumping out of the time portal. I know I'm throwing that on really, really late, but I actually really love that box art as well. Okay, it's not super effective. Isn't that great? No one's weak. No one's weak to bug right when I have a thing for bug. That's fantastic. Thanks. Beedrill low-key broken. Oh my god. Look away, please. Alright, we need to knock Pokemon out with Dark-type moves so we could actually switch. And that's why Hurricane sucks. Oh yeah, that's true too. The FF, the old Amano art. Yeah, Amano's art is really good. He still makes it, I think, for all the different games. I'm pretty sure, but it's not what they use on the box art anymore. Definitely unfortunate. That's what. Oh, that's really good because the GBA boxes that I used to, you know, walk through and see, they were all Amano art. Actually, you're correct. Once this thing's done, they were all Amano art. So I would walk into like GameStop and I would see like Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls, and I would look at that and I'm like, damn, this shit looks so good. But back then I just didn't have the money. I was like I was what, in 5th grade, 4th grade? You just don't have the money. Like, for real. Ironically, now I have all the money I would need to buy games, and I don't need to. There's just nothing worth buying. The Amano one with the judge? Yeah, I have to look. I don't really remember that either. Okay. Can you not? That was incredibly bright. You know, let's talk about deceptive box arts. Piglet's Big Game. Hey, it's a cutesy Winnie the Pooh game. Looks inside. It's basically made with Luigi's Mansion in mind and Silent Hill. Huh? And no one will know about this for 20 years. It's almost like the developers trolled us, which I think is so funny. That's why it's one of my favorite stories about gaming in the last several years. Here's this cutesy game about Winnie the Pooh, right? Iconically a kid's franchise. Okay, but let's traumatize you instead. I can't... No, I fucked up. No, stop. Please miss. He exploded, so it didn't matter anyway. Would you believe that bullshit? He exploded, so none of it mattered anyway. I don't know. For me, it's more about just not buying as much. There's not really anything to buy. Like, I was saving, and now I'm just gonna save more. Hello? What in the fuck? How did he even see me? Okay. Oh yeah, it's both a fighting type and a flying type at the same time. I forgot. I'm like, why did I just get hit by a flying type move super effectively? Because it's both types at the same time. I forgot how this move works. Which makes me wonder, what happens if you hit... Are there any types that are weak to one of those but resistant to the other? Rock? I don't know what happens if you use Flying Press on a rock type Pokemon. I've never... What? Oh, day's over. Also, saving about every treasure I spent my youth fawning over. You know, I did the same shit. There's so many things that just sat in my mind rent-free for like 15 years. And I was like, you know what, actually? Let's go buy some stuff that I've been wanting my whole life. Alright, so we need to catch a few Pokemon, by the way. We need to catch a Buneary, and I forget the other one. A Buneary and a Bunnelby. And a Bunnelby. We need to catch the Wabbits. Oh, no, sorry, I lied. Let's go get a set of luxury balls first. Dude, I say the same thing about my room. I call it the Palace of Pleasures. because in this room I have pretty much everything I really like. The only thing I don't have in here is my library. I did not say low punny, I said Buniri, but you heard what you wanted to hear. I'm not mad at you, I merely am stating the obvious. Am I capped on these? Nope. Okay, perfect. Alright. What else do I need? I need to catch a Weedle as well, but I don't think I'll ever use Mega Beedrill, sadly. Very nice. Pichu. How do you get to this Pichu again? I think you have to climb up. I used to have a rock collection. I was really proud of it. And someone threw it out one day. That made me really sad, actually. Damn it. It's not what I wanted at all. Good lord. Where else can you catch Pichu? I guess we just catch a Pikachu. Fuck it, who cares? What is going on out here? Can you explain this shit to me? What are the odds of both of them being alphas? It's not 1 in 100 again, is it? That's a female. Great. You're being difficult. Even though I don't like what they did for female Pikachu, where the tail is like a little heart shape in it. I kind of don't like that. I think it looks ugly. I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world. I just think it's pretty ugly. What? Dude, I talk about this on like every Pokemon stream. This dude's a clown. He's more of a clown than me. All female. See, Litleo is actually one of the rare Pokemon. No, I think you knew the joke you were making when you made that. I don't hate you for it. I just know, I know. Alright, we need to find a Baneri. I forget where they spawn. Chan. We have to level a Pikachu. Oh my god, Modest? That has to be a sign from something, right? Maybe we evolve her. Well, we have 3. We'll figure it out. We need to find a Baneri. Wild Zone 4. Five. 7. 8. They spawn in this? Where? You're screwed. I say this with 100% love in my heart. You are screwed. You know what era you live in? Okay, so let's do something for science. We're gonna go to cafe, whatever. Let's see if only the Pokemon in the front of your party gets the points. I mean, I'll save, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna have one of these Buneary selected, right? There you go. Something from the coffee menu. No Soothe Bell. We're not gonna put the Soothe Bell on. Okay, leave. Let's see if it's only the one that's out, or if they all friendship goes up. Damn, none of them are ready. Did I always have the Soothe Bell on? Wait, how does Buneary evolve? It's friendship, right? This is a friendship evolution. I'm doing something wrong. No. Leveled up with high friendship. I shouldn't have to level it up in this game, right? It's about being more than friends. I hate you for saying that about this Pokemon of all fucking Pokemon, by the way. Okay, let's test this then. I'm gonna level this one up. Okay. That did not do anything. Okay. How about this one? Okay, we just definitively proved it. It is only the Pokemon that you have the coffee with. We just proved it. There you go. That's a little unfortunate. I wish they told you that. Oh well. Here you go. Judge. Pretty good attack. And immediately dumpstered by the other ones. Very nice. Something from the coffee menu. One gallant dark roast. Okay. Let's see if we could get away with only doing 2. Probably not. I'm gonna have to EV train it. There's no way to buy bottle caps, so you can't really IV train, which kind of sucks. It's a random drop from certain things. I don't know why it's not just something you could buy for like 20 grand. How very frustrating. How very annoying. Good lord. Ugh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, not enough. We have to do it again. I I guess when you start from literally 0 friendship, you have to do it. You know what it was? It was another level up, that's why. So this other Bruneri probably got happiness from leveling up, and that was enough to push it into the evolution zone. Alright, this definitely have to be enough. Or has to be enough. I'm being fucking robbed right now. Never again. I was gonna say, I feel like I wasted all these. I guess not. Unless I have the wrong Pokemon out. Do I have the wrong Pokemon out? Oh shit. And dream about dual monsters? Literally, like... No, see, you said dual monsters. I was thinking dual masters. Yeah, I know, right? Pretty crazy how that brand recognition didn't work. Remember when Toonami had dual masters on? Because WB had dual Yu-Gi-Oh! Funny how that works out. Funny how we live in the most interesting timeline possible. Serious. This thing is a physical attacker. Knock punch and quick attack. Damn. Headbutt could be good stab. Play rough. Iron Tail. Close combat. Shadow Ball. I thought this thing learned like good dark type moves. Maybe not. I don't like that close combat is pretty much the only real fighting type move you have in this game. That just something about that feels wrong. Okay. Okay. We need a Pikachu. Just drop this one out. I have so much work to do in this game, it's not even funny. We're gonna raise this as well. We're gonna... Pretty good. We're gonna put only HP and only attack into this one. They call me Yugi Boomer at university. Like, actually, everyone knew you as the dude playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid, we were into Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know, man. I just never could get into it. Card games just are not my speed whatsoever. I really tried, and I was never able to get into them. Even in, like, card video games, you know, like Slay the Spire or whatever, I just can't. It's just not my speed. I do not enjoy it. Oh. So you don't use, like, pendulum and shit, do you? You just use, fusion, polymerization, I guess? Oh, that's crazy. I wonder how viable that is in the modern day. Certainly can't be fun. What is it over here? Not lonely. Adamant. Okay. It is also pretty much clock out time, unfortunately. I'm glad I streamed today at least, because I would have run into that story and I would have been like, fuck, well I guess I have to stop until I stream it, so at least I did something. So again, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably grind, probably hit up some stuff. I do want to raise a physical Chikorita actually, so maybe I lied. Let me go see if there's a no, I didn't. How many Chikoritas do I have? I have to catch a bunch of the starting Pokemon. Squirtle. Double Squirtle and a Bulbasaur? Oh, crazy. Alright, I don't have to catch these in anything special, so we can just knock them out. Fantastic. Oh, I should use a repeat ball, damn. Okay. Most banned cards are from my time. You mean our time, right? You don't like Pot of Greed, dude? Holy shit. Alpha Gardevoir. For all you freaks and geeks out there. They don't take damage like normal Pokemon. I actually dodged that correctly. Oh my god, Alpha Raichu? Dude. Ah, fuck it. Straight up reviving monsters, drawing cards for free. I mean, like, when you think about it, it really is the most basic thing that you can put in a card game, actually. Oh, God. Okay. They're gonna catch in something nice. Probably not. It's 3, right? They wouldn't fail me on a 3, would they? As soon as I said the words, I knew they were going to screw me. Jinzo negating all traps, Cyber Stein, strip summoning from your fusion deck. See, I just wish I remember most of this. Like, where's the fun in using a repeat ball on something you actually want? Thank you. Alright, no Chikorita, which is fantastic, of course. Charmander. Most of these I have to put in the living decks, so that's why I'm catching them. They're going straight into the living decks. Okay. Every crazy monster has half its text box full of "you can't target this." Yeah, that's something I also didn't like, is like, obviously the more that they add to Yu-Gi-Oh, the bigger the text boxes get. Like, even some like really early Yu-Gi-Oh cards have some early Yu-Gi-Oh cards have these insane text boxes. They're like textbook blurbs of all the shit you can and can't do. And obviously as they add more stuff to the game, you know, there's gonna be more weird interactions. I just kind of wish that they handle... I mean, what can you do? A card has to be printed at the end of the day. there's not really much you could do about that. Like, I'm not mad at it, per se. It's just annoying, and I just don't want to deal with it. Honest was a monster from Vanilla that was banned because there was no once per turn. How the fuck came up with that? So you could just spam it infinitely as long as you had the resources?
Yeah.
Boy, that sounds like a great idea. Not to be Mr. Asshole. How could this possibly be abused? That's the thing, whenever you do anything ever in anything ever, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, how is this possibly going to be abused in the worst ways possible by the people I hate the most? And if you're not asking yourself that question, you're not doing your job right. And I know it sounds very cynical to think that way, but that's how like every video game and every game works. Someone out there is going to spam something you fucking hate. And especially as a developer, you know they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to fucking abuse it. It's going to be the most annoying shit ever to play against, too. And you're going to hate your life. Wow. Dude, did I not... Dude, this is exactly why I catch shit in good Pokeballs. Look at that. Modest Nature Raichu. This is perfect for the quest that we need to do, by the way. It literally has everything we need to do that quest for. Or with, rather. Where'd the Gardevoir go? Wow. This is exactly why I catch things in shitty Pokeballs. It has the worst nature possible. The whiplash from these two statements is driving me up a cliff. Holy shit. That's so funny. Alright, what was I doing again? We caught what? Another Bulbasaur? Here you go. Fill in the decks. What am I missing over here? Alakazam. Did I complete the Pokedex? No, I haven't caught the legendaries. I've been lazy. Who saw me? Roserade? I've been lazy, I won't even lie. Main mission 40? No, I already did it. I did it by accident. I thought this dude was just gonna show up for 5 seconds. I could get back to the Infinite Royale. Turned into a full-blown yap session. Oh, we have to catch it first? Okay. No, there's more. There's more. There's more. I can believe there's more. I mean, we're not gonna do it today. I'm about to clock out. I almost didn't even want to stream in the first place, but then I felt bad laying in bed at like 9:55. Literally at 9:52, I had no intentions of getting out of bed when I saw your ping, Ash. And then at 9:55, I was like, yeah, I am gonna regret not streaming today, aren't I? I only have so many days on this earth that I can make content, so I might as well spend as many of them as I possibly can. No, I don't have Zygarde. There's an event where you go back to oh my lord, it's mega trash. Watch this. Watch this shit. There's an event where you go back, and that's what I did. OG, oh my god, it's Assassin's Creed Shadows. Like, yeah, could you imagine? Someday, you're just gonna arrive home after a long day out, working, doing whatever it is you do, and I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and you'll just be like, what the fuck, wow, how did this happen, who died, what, what's the occasion? Totodile. And I'll just be like, oh, you know, nothing, just Anything for my dearest fans. I hope I say those exact words, and I know I'm going to forget to say them, too. Thank you. Need one more Bulbasaur. Okay. There you go. We have to put, we need to find Chikorritas. Unfortunately, there's no way to force Chikorritas to spawn. You just have to run around like an asshole long enough. And they basically, all the starters besides Charmander and Tepig spawn in this like little area over here. So you just kind of run around and just knock out Pokemon until they spawn. A Zergster? You mean Surgster? No, he's saying Temu brand. He's saying Wish.com ass playthroughs. Okay, I see. Alpha Metacham. Okay, look at that. Okay, we probably have to Mega Evolve for this, just saying. Can you not drop rocks on my head? The hell did I ever do to you, bro? Why is this Pokemon even in the game? Seriously, this is one of those really shitty fucking Pokemon. I don't even know why it's in the game in the first place. Don't get hit by Gardevoir. We had Alpha Gardevoir in the last game. It was one of the few returning Pokemon that was in both games. I probably have an Alpha Gardevoir that I totally should catch. Oops. What? Oh, it did damage. It just didn't do a lot. Yeah. You already did? I don't know. These are like 9th degree level jokes that only the Eldritch monsters at the end of the universe could comprehend in time. Me, I have a very, very lax filter because genuinely I don't really care, and I know this dude is shitposting 90% of the time. But there are some sound clips I don't want out there in the world. You're gonna have to make them with AI. I know I advertise you making an AI spray bot all the time. You're gonna have to use it to get certain sound clips. Or you're gonna have to look through really obscure videos to figure out if and when I ever said these things. AI can't replicate my likeness. That's not true, and I hope it isn't. I genuinely hope that's not true, actually. I think it'll be funny. Right there. Chespin. Good God, these boxes are a fucking mess. You have no ego, no morale. What? What kind? What weird bullshit are you quoting? Oh, for fucking Alien. Never mind. Shit sounded too fucking realistic for half a second. Dude, not a single Chikorita spawn. You know, maybe you just don't knock out Pokemon. Maybe you just run in and then teleport back out. That might be the play. That might be the winning move. Well, I'll be back on this game maybe later this week. I don't know if I want to play it again tomorrow. I probably should take a break. Famous last words from a man about to play it again tomorrow, but, you know, at least I tried my damnedest. And obviously that's a fucking lie. It's the easiest game to throw on ever. Streaming a Pokemon game is like sitting down to, like, drink some water. You will not return to AC Shadows. I will literally... Okay, see, he's trying to fake me out. But I should. He's not wrong. Like, I will literally put on AC Shadows tomorrow just to force you to sit through it. I like how nothing's even spawning now, by the way. It's because I caught all these Pokemon, that's why. Okay. I mean, if I do play, it's probably just to grind trainers, honestly. We're at 908, so there you go. Let's see. We started at 826. Did we really? Did we really do 40? No, sorry, 80 Pokemon battles? Like, it was like, yeah, about 80. Right now, 80 would be, yeah, 80. We did 82 Pokemon battles today, for real? Doesn't feel like it. Am I bugging? I put the right number, right? Yeah, okay, maybe next time we'll finish it, and then we'll have to finish one of these two. Which, I don't know how to get the last 2 Mega Stones, by the way, because if you look, here's what we'll do. We'll go in here real quick, right? No, fuck you. Let's see if nighttime can happen when I'm inside a building. I don't think it can. If you look in the decks... Oh, because it was Floette. That's what the missing one was. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, because I was like, wait, because these are all missable. No, that's why. Okay. Yeah, so the last 2 Megas I'm missing are Pinsirite and Glalatite. We only have 70, dude. Oh, my... Good lord. Like, I am at the end of it. And you could tell that I'm at the... Let's see if it transitions to nighttime. I don't think it does. But we're basically kind of at the end of the grind for a lot of things in this game. So, we'll, we could do another stream maybe Tuesday evening and wrap it up. That might be a good idea. Like, I'll grind maybe tomorrow, but I'm not going to progress any plot. And then on Tuesday after raid, if I'm not dead tired as usual, I can come back and do some more. I think that's probably the best bet. Alright, I'm out of here, folks. I'm tired. I hope you all have a good evening. I want to thank everyone for showing up. Thanks. No Viv. Thanks, Devin. Thanks, Narg. Thanks, Ash. Much appreciated. I hope you all had a good time. That has to be reloaded every time. I actually wonder, because I don't know if this happened before I put that on. I think it's almost time to remove it. I gotta find better clips to put on this end screen. I just have to get around to doing it. Which is mostly just finding good clips for it. But anyway, I digress. Thank you all. Have a good one.